You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group, as we welcome you to the twilight hours here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are inside the Thomas and Mack Center for a Mountain West Conference showdown. It's the Colorado State Rams taking on the Rebels of UNLV. Here are the lineups brought to you by Sonic. Alex Sabario alongside NBA champion Antonio Daniels. Newcomer to the starting lineup in Victor Iwaku there, Antonio, for UNLV, a team that's looking to sweep the season series against the Colorado State Rams. As we take a look at Nico Medved in his fourth season as a Colorado State head coach. He's a former assistant at Colorado State before taking over 4 years ago. Likewise for Kevin Kruger, as the assistant the last couple of years, took over now in his first year as head coach. We are underway here at the Thomas and Mack Center. The UNLV Running Rebels win the tip. We're underway. Again, Alex Sabario alongside Antonio Daniels, our entire CBS crew. Glad to be with you here in Las Vegas as UNLV has control here early. This is Bryce Hamilton.
And you have to believe that there's a special interest on number 13 right here, just because of what he did in Fort Collins, going off for 42 points. So you best believe their defensive antennas are up when number 13 has that basketball.
Hamilton taking an early shot, missing. And Colorado State certainly has this game on their mind. Their only home loss of the year came to the Running Rebels back in January. As I see John Tunje working it inside on Hamilton. Fall away there. Misses off the back iron. Here come the Rebels in the gray. This is Nuga. Outside. Three-pointer taken off the heel there by Royce Hand.
And this is a team in Colorado State. They want to play with pace. They want to get up and down the floor. There's a reason that they are first in the...
Take a look at the series history between these two clubs. 62nd overall meeting. UNLV has dominated this historically, but certainly Colorado State coming in as a senior-laden, a lot of experience, a team that was on the verge of making the NCAA tournament last year, and they certainly have March on their minds this year.
Right, you think of everything that's happened with COVID. A lot of these teams are experienced because now, a lot of teams got players back due to COVID.
Deshaun Thomas hitting from downtown there. They like what he can do from out there. He shoots it at a 41% clip. Not bad for the 6'8" junior from Durham, North Carolina. This is Jordan McCabe, the West Virginia transfer.
And it's interesting that they're going over the screen on Jordan McCabe because he's not considered a three-point shooter. That's a heck of a shot right there. But, with a guy that doesn't shoot the basketball well and your worry is him turning the corner and making plays, you might want to go under and dare him to beat you behind that arc.
Let's take a look at the updated Mountain West Conference standings. Boise State with a 68-57 victory over Utah State. So Boise State now a half game above 22nd ranked Wyoming. You see Colorado State right there, just a game behind the Broncos. And a traveling violation called against John Tunje, the junior from Omaha, Nebraska. And it's coming back to UNLV.
I'll tell you, this morning when we talked with Kevin Kruger, he seemed so calm. And now to see him on that sideline, to see him in his element, it looks completely different. That has to be contagious for his players. Feed off that energy.
UNLV certainly playing better under his tutelage. Again, a lot of newcomers on this team, including 9 transfers. As we got a block from behind by Deshaun Thomas. It'll stay with the Rebels. And you got to think for Coach Kruger in his first season here as the head coach, but again, last couple of years he was an assistant. Certainly knows the area. His father, Lon, of course, his legendary career, just retired as the head coach at the University of Oklahoma. We saw him in the building earlier today.
So, Alex, one of the most important things in basketball is it's a tough shot.
Tough shot. Nuga, the 5th-year guard from Lagos, Nigeria, with the bucket. A transfer from Kent State makes it there.
One of the most underrated aspects of basketball is chemistry. And to have 9 transfers, you know how long it would take to develop and build that chemistry? 10 new players.
Stevens out here. It's Tunje from the outside, and he hits from downtown. They shoot it well from out there to the Colorado State Rams.
First in the Mountain West Conference.
In fact, they shoot it just well anywhere. Free throw line,
right.
Field
goal percentage.
Yeah.
The efficiency with this team is off the roof, and that speaks to their ball movement and trust in the system.
Rams with a 2-point edge. You see Nuga working his way in, kick it outside. Here's Hamilton in the corner for three. He buries it.
That's what he does.
Bryce Hamilton from downtown gets on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon.
It's a tough shot. It's contested. That's all you can ask for.
UNLV now with a 1-point lead. Stevens, one of the best point guards in the country, turns it over there, has one of the best assist-to-turnover ratios in the country, but turns it over there with a bad pass. Working inside is Nuga, misses the layup. Too strong, ball batted around. Nuga gets it back, throws it up the window, and it's an offensive foul.
There you go, spacing to Bryce Hamilton in the corner. He does not need much space to be locked and loaded. That's a different call right there. That's a different. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think Roddy was in position. I didn't think he was in a legal guarding position.
And Kevin Kruger is absolutely livid at that offensive foul call. I was ready to say basket and one, and then saw the official come up with the and one call. It was Eric Culley who made the and one. Here's David Roddy, 31, the last time out against New Mexico.
He's in his element. He's in his element right there. He's in his zone. And that's what he's gotten better at, is accepting a double team and finding his teammates.
Thomas misses from three. Roddy had his hands on it, couldn't come up with it. And here come the Rebels. Up by one, Hamilton with a runner, misses a little short. Offensive rebound. And we get a foul underneath, and Royce Ham's going to the free throw line. A lot of physical play here in the early moments. It's a 1-point lead for the Rebels as they try to take care of the home floor here in Vegas.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Principal Financial Group. Get to know us at principal.com. By AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure. And by the Sonic Patty Melt. For a limited time, only at Sonic.
We are early here in Las Vegas. UNLV with a 7-6 lead over the Colorado State Rams at the moment. Hi, everyone. Welcome courtside. Alex Sabario alongside former NBA champion Antonio Daniels. And Antonio, UNLV's picked up kind of right where they left off when they played them in Fort Collins back in January.
Right, there has to be some confidence.
Yeah.
You know, if you beat a team on their home court, you have to believe when we get on our home court, that confidence has to bleed over. You can see it tonight.
You see Kevin Kruger very upset from a little bit earlier on an offensive foul call. He's still stewing over that.
Not pleased. He's definitely not pleased.
See Colorado State head coach Nico Medved. Pretty cool, calm, and collected guy. We talked to him on Zoom earlier today, and he says, look, I got a veteran club. You know, they're not thinking necessarily revenge. They really didn't have a lot of time to prepare. They just played the other night, and they had to travel. They didn't have shoot around today for a 5 o'clock local time tip-off. Issue with the travel and the charter.
But you know what? I love what he said.
No excuses.
No excuses. He said, you know, whether or not we get to shoot when we want to shoot, that shouldn't dictate making shots. That shouldn't dictate turning the basketball over. But he's not giving his team an out.
Here's David Roddy. Hook shot in the lane, misses. And Royce Ham with the rebound. This is Donovan Williams on the take. High off of the window, misses. Ham with the rebound. Kick it back out. Three-point attempt. Williams misses again. Rebound to Kendall Moore. Rams working. Here's Moore. Trying to get the bounce pass.
It's the right thought. It was the right thought. He just led him a little too far.
Looking for Deshaun Thomas right there. It's a little bit too far on the lead-in pass. And the Rams turn it over. So UNLV with a 2-point lead. Colorado State's turned it over twice.
I love the energy in the building. I love the energy in the Thomas Mack Center right now.
Here's McCabe. And there's a bad pass from Donovan Williams, trying to get it to Bryce Hamilton in the corner. Just a little miscommunication. So you take a look at the Thomas and Mack Center, and you know, attendance has not been the best over the last 5, 6, 7 years here.
And it's not bad tonight, though.
As Coach Kruger trying to bring the energy back into this building from when he played here as a grad transfer. Remember, he played early part of his career at Arizona State and came here as one of the very first grad transfers in the history of the NCAA. As Roddy goes baseline, and a foul is called on that drive.
And I like the read right there by Roddy. He's going through his offensive progressions. He could have easily swung that basketball to the other side, but he felt like he had a mismatch, swung it back to the strong side, and posted up in that Carmelo Anthony area. Pinch post. And being 255, that's hard to stop.
Okay, Stevens inbounds it outside to Jacobs. Chandler Jacobs launches from long range, and he misses off the heel. So far, Colorado State just 2 of 7 from the field. Nice pass down low, driving baseline. Bryce Hamilton with the finish.
It's a great pass, and that's an excellent back cut. See, that's the thing about Bryce Hamilton. He's very seasoned offensively. You know, he's not just with the basketball, it's also without it as well.
Stevens on the take, looking for the bounce pass to James Moore. His ball got loose, getting on the floor for it, and we're going to get a jump ball called here.
So you see him penetrate. He turns his head. The moment he turns his head, you know to go back door. That's an excellent read. Leading his teammate, even McCabe, leading him to the rim.
Jordan McCabe, also a pretty good assist man, averaging just under 5 assists per game for this, V club. All the talk about Bryce Hamilton, but McCabe, who really didn't do much at West Virginia as Roddy scores there. He's found himself a home here at UNLV.
Right, and the thing that McCabe is really good at is the same thing that Stevens is good at, and that's value in the basketball. When you have a point guard that you can trust to make good decisions, he has a 3.5 to 1 assist turnover ratio. Put the ball in his hands and trust in his decision-making ability.
Here's McCabe. Nice spin move there. Taking it inside, trying to go high and try to get it to the window. Fell just a bit short. Offensive rebound on the putback, no. And Chandler Jacobs has it here for Colorado State.
And you can hear Coach Meta over there, he's telling them to move it because they have a .5 mentality. And by .5, what I'm referring to is not stopping the ball. He talked about that in our Zoom call. We don't want to hold the basketball. We want to move it from side to side, from hand to hand. It makes the game a lot easier.
Stevens nearly turned it over again, actually dribbled it off his knee, and the ball squirted out of bounds, but it was touched by UNLV. So we'll stay here with the Rams. As Michael Nuga comes back in, and Hamilton will get a blow here just before the media timeout at the 12-minute mark. Get it inside, wide open as Roddy in the corner, and he's going to miss too strong on that one. They don't mind the big fella taking a shot from out there. He's really worked on that three-point shot from last year to this year.
But the thing is, you said he was wide open, and I agree. If he's a 48% three-point shooter, that's probably not the guy you want to leave wide open.
Speaking of open, another three-point attempt, this time from Jalen Lake, and none of them seem to be falling right now for the Rams. High post here. Stevens pulls up from inside the circle and buries it.
I love that shot for guards. It doesn't have to be a three-point shot or get all the way to the rim. There's a lot of space in between that three-point line and the restricted area. Take advantage of it. It's a nice shot by Stevens.
Here's Nuga. Now swinging around here to Keyshawn Gilbert. Three-point attempt from the wing. Misses short. And we get a foul here on a loose ball. It's going to stay with the Rebels here on the other side. Colorado State can't seem to find a rhythm shooting, hoping for more of this. We got a 10-10 game. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. We got a 10-10 score here in Las Vegas with 11:37 to go in the first half as we take a look at our Reese's player profile. And it goes to David Roddy here, the junior from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Preseason all first-team conference here in the Mountain West.
What stood out for me with him, it's not the 20 points per game. It's not the 8 rebounds. It's the efficiency. You know, he's shooting 48% from the three-point line and 57% from the field. When you're averaging 20 and 8, those don't go together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those don't. I'm impressed with his game overall because there's nothing that he doesn't do well offensively, and he's into celebrating for his teammates.
And here's the other number that we didn't talk about here with him. It's the 3 assists per game.
Right.
You're not getting a big fella who you post up a good chunk of the game with 3 assists per game unless the guy has excellent vision. And that's one of the things that Coach Medved was raving about today about him. And, you know, he's a former football player, former quarterback, so you know his vision's got to be pretty good.
Right. And guys get doubled for a number of reasons. A lot of times, I played with guys before that thought they were doubled because the team couldn't stop them. A lot of times you're being doubled because the team feels like you don't have the ability to beat them with that double team. And that's the part of the growth process of Rodney. He has shown the ability now to involve his teammates.
Runner in the lane there, Keshawn Gilbert with the make, the freshman from St. Louis, getting some run here in the first half. UNLV a game above 500 in the Mountain West. It's 7-6 coming in. They're 10-3 here at the Thomas and Mack this year. It's Isaiah Stevens. We called his name much in this first half. He's been dynamite this season. Moore's up to late. Up to the top. And missed from the outside.
UNLV is doing a really good job defensively at keeping that ball outside of the three-point arc.
Looked like a double dribble from Gilbert, but the referee says no, it was knocked out of his hands. It goes to the outside, and Williams hits. And UNLV now up by 5.
There was a lot of life in UNLV's shoot-around this morning.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of life. And, you know, they felt it. It's not like you were in that shoot-around thinking because the Colorado State Rams has 21 wins that they thought they couldn't win this game.
Here's Tanjay with the step back. He misses. Colorado State now 4 of 13 from the field here in this first half. Gilbert now outside, 3-point attempt. Missed there by Webster, and we get a foul against UNLV. It's coming to Colorado State.
Look at the ball movement. Ball moves side to side. When the ball moves, ball movement and man movement is difficult to guard. Well, I don't know if he doubled or not. Well, you know what I say. If the referee don't call it, it didn't happen.
It's not a double.
If the referee doesn't call it, it's not a double dribble.
Colorado State shooting just under 31% from the field at the moment. 25% from downtown. That's not what we're used to seeing. Here's Rivera inside, trying to go off of the window, and that's missed. Colorado State just not able to buy a bucket at the moment.
And that was a really good job by Royce Ham Jr. of just staying disciplined defensively, going vertical, and playing without fouling.
Hamilton working inside. Speaking of fouls, Colorado State called for one there. That's going to be against Tanjay. He's on the pass there.
One of the things that Coach Kruger talked about this morning was understanding that it's a 40-minute game. You know, no matter if you get off to a good start, you know, you get hit or you hit back, you have to be willing to stay the course.
Williams working baseline, draws the contest, count the basket and the foul. A 7-0 run now for UNLV as Donovan Williams puts one in.
And there's a drastic difference in their offensive styles and mindsets right now because UNLV has done a great job in this first half thus far of playing inside the three-point line. And the Colorado State Rams, they're struggling with their offense inside. Everything is outside that three-point line. It's a heck of a move right there by Donovan Williams.
Williams, the junior from Houston, Texas, a transfer from the University of Texas. Again, we're going to say that a lot, a transfer from on this
right.
UNLV team. 9 Division I transfers. They do have a junior college transfer as well. But that's what you kind of have to do when you're a new head coach in this era of college basketball. Right. You take a new job. It doesn't matter if you were an assistant before. There's going to be very few Bryce Hamilton stick around. You're going to have to look hard at that transfer portal if you want to turn a program around.
And with everything that happened with COVID and, you know, guys losing seasons, getting seasons back, you know, our entire world was in a whirlwind. College basketball as well.
Kick out here to Tanjay for three, and that stops the bleeding and ends the 7-0 run from UNLV as Tanjay hits from downtown. He's got 6. McCabe hounded there defensively.
Again, the ball moves from side to side, and then here's your dribble handoff.
Here's Hamilton, top of the key, long-range jumper misses. Nearly a loose ball foul as Kendall Moore came up with it. Working ahead here to Jacobs. Jacobs, he can score too. Roddy inside, big body Roddy working his way to the hoop and getting the bucket to go.
That's all 255. Agile, his ability to put that ball on the floor, seek the contact, take the contact, and then sidestep and finish it. That's not an easy finish right there, right, Roddy?
Williams with the turnaround here to McCabe. Williams with the pull-up, misses short. Here come the Rams.
This is how they want to play. They want to play with pace.
Trying to tie or take the lead on this possession. Jacobs launches the three, too strong. Here's McCabe. Kick out there to Gilbert. Works his way inside, trying to draw the contact, and he does. It's on the floor. It'll be UNLV ball when we come back.
So this is a great example of who David Roddy is. 6'6", 255, excellent, agile, great touch around the rim. Colorado State down by 2.
Now for a limited time at Sonic, get the Patty Melt for just $3.99. Try one for half price when you order in the Sonic app. 17-15, UNLV taking care of the home floor here against the 21-3 Colorado State Rams. And Kevin Kruger's bunch open for that series sweep, which you wouldn't have expected coming into the year that this UNLV club would be able to do.
Not at all, but you know what? Sometimes it's not about the record, it's about matchups.
Yep.
Some teams, regardless of record, they just match up better with other teams no matter what.
20-win seasons the last 3 years under Nico Medved. He's done a nice job here at Colorado State, 73 and 43 overall. And that was 4th season. Also at Furman and Drake before coming over here. And was on the Colorado State coaching staff in 2012 and 2013, the last time they made the NCAA tournament as we get a basket. And no, did they wave off the basket?
They waved it off.
Wow. It's Hamilton with a strong drive there.
So listen, Alex, I don't know what's more impressive, the finish or the fact that Roddy is 6'6", 255 and did an excellent job of guarding Hamilton for the majority of that play. Are you wondering why that didn't count too? Yeah, me too. At least I'm not alone. Yeah, at least I'm not alone.
Jordan McCabe with the basketball here. Webster. Oh, that was great.
They're aggressive. They are extremely aggressive, and they're decisive. So no one's catching the ball and holding it. They're catching it and making quick decisions and attacking that rim.
Here's Roddy. Boy, he's playing with a little aggressiveness too. Nice little spin move in the lane, but this is short on that one. Hamilton. Walker pulls up from the elbow. Walker getting a start tonight, misses that one short. Here come the Rams.
And it's only Walker's 4th start of the season.
Here's Stevens working inside, gets that one blocked and taken away. Here comes Michael Nuga on the break. He'll retreat a bit, give it to McCabe, and the Rebels will reset. McCabe.
Okay. It's a nice drive. Take the contact, a nice little floater. Again, there's a lot of space in between there to take advantage of.
Stevens just
covered that up quick.
Yeah, he was way off balance there.
Right, it looked open initially. But this is what I mean about Jordan McCabe. So what he did is they kicked the ball ahead. There was nothing there. He got it back, make sure everybody was in their right spots, and then took that ball, turned the corner, and now he's the beneficiary of 2 free throws because he wasn't in a rush.
Webster checks out of the game here for UNLV. One more from McCabe. Shoots it at 70% from the free throw line there.
When you're playing with guys like Hamilton and guys like Ham Jr., all you have to be is solid. You know, you don't have to do anything spectacular. You just have to do your job and be a starter in your role.
What's UNLV doing defensively right now that's keeping Colorado State from doing what they do best?
They're taking away what they want to do. If you look at where their offense is being ran. Everything is outside the three-point line. Right when I say that, they get inside the three-point line and get it for a 2.
Well, it took a lot of ball movement to get it to Deshaun Thomas.
Because if you wanted, UNLV's offense right now is coming a lot easier than Colorado State's offense.
One thing you can say about Colorado State, they've been limiting Hamilton.
And that's the shot you want from Jordan McCabe right there.
And they're whistling to Colorado. Well, see, Isaiah Rivera called for another foul. I believe that's 3 on Rivera.
And you said it, Alex, ball movement. Penetrate, collapse the defense. Now you drive that next closeout. That's an excellent move by Roddy. We talked about his 3 assists per game, finding his teammates and putting them in a position of success.
So Rivera in the game for 5 minutes and has 3 fouls. So he'll head to the bench here as Victor Iwako heads to the foul line here for the Rebels. Knocks down the first. But again, to finish the thought on Hamilton, you know, Hamilton, he's got 5 in the game, but he had 21 in the first half the last time these two teams faced each other. Had 42 in the game. And it seems to be these touches are being limited.
Right, but you know, as Coach Medev said this morning, you don't want to put all your focus on him and then compromise everything behind him.
Stevens.
So right now, he hasn't had a great half, but they're still winning.
And Roddy, he goes for the reverse layup, and he misses there. Good defense there from Ham. Making him go to the reverse. McCabe. Fancy dribbling from him. Hamilton with it up high. Got him doubled way up high, and they get it to McCabe.
Yep.
6 on the shot clock. McCabe working, has to fall away, gets it to go.
That's tough.
Jordan McCabe hits a tough shot.
He's had a really, really solid first half.
Largest lead of the game here for the Rebels at 8. They're starting to pick up the volume a little bit here at the Thomas and Mack as Stevens on the other end buries the jumper. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Get to your spot. Know where your spots are on the floor. When you get to that spot, your confidence and your efficiency go through the roof.
Stevens has 4.
And both of them are pull-up jump shots just like that one.
Boy, they're really doing a number defensively on Hamilton. Make it and really work. Spin move, kick out here.
And that's what you have to do when you're playing with quote-unquote greatness, which Hamilton is at this level. You have to be ready to make a play because they're not respecting your ability to shoot the basketball because Hamilton is warranting so much attention.
Ruga hits from downtown. That's the 3rd three-pointer for UNLV here in this first half. 3 of 10 from downtown. Here's Roddy looking to respond. He misses. And the Rebels have it. Rebels chant, you can hear it loud as Hamilton goes in and trying to get on the other side. Luka, no. Hamilton called for the charge.
It's the thing, when they double off you, you got to be ready to make plays. This is a heck of a play by Jordan McCabe. Getting his foundation set, knocking that shot down. This is what Stevens does. Get to your spot. Get to your spot, and you raise up. And when they're going to leave you, you have to be ready to catch and finish or catch and drive.
Wednesday night at 9 Eastern, it's a must-see tip-off as these same Colorado State Rams look for redemption against border war rivals, the 22nd-ranked Wyoming Cowboys. Catch the action right here on CBS Sports Network as we take a look at where Jerry Palm's bracketology has the Mountain West. 4 teams with the potential to get into the NCAA tournament. And we talked to the coaches about how this might be the best year of the Mountain West since the expansion, you know, back in 2013.
And I think more than anything, that speaks to the strength of the conference from top to bottom. Because even though there are teams that are not projected in there are teams that are still capable of beating those teams that are projected.
Well, we've certainly seen it with New Mexico playing well despite being at the bottom of the conference. This UNLV club at 15-11, 7-6 in the Mountain West, has beaten a team like Colorado State. There's so much depth in this conference now.
I tell you what, UNLV has done a great job this first half of controlling the tempo. Again, when you look at this, big shot.
Shot in the corner. Michael Nuga hits again from downtown. His second from out there. He's got 8. And it's 31-19 UNLV.
So we talked about this earlier. They lead the Mountain West Conference in points per game at 77, at three-point percentage, at turnovers per game. This is just a complete off half, if you want to say, but you have to give credit to UNLV for making everything difficult on Colorado State.
John Tange fouled on the drive there. Now coming up on AT&T at the half, Brent Stover, Chris Walker, Shelvin Mack, and Seth Davis are standing by in our New York studios. We'll get you caught up on all the night's news and highlights around college basketball. It's all coming your way next on AT&T at the half.
To average 77 points a game and lead the conference and be sitting on 19 points with 2 minutes to go in the half, you have to be very pleased if you're Coach Kruger with the defensive effort in this first half.
By the way, that last foul on Royce Ham, his second. We're going to have a great halftime ceremony here. Robert Smith, the legend here at UNLV, is going to have his jersey retired. There'll be a ceremony here during the halftime festivities. Some of the players wearing his number 10 on their shooting tops as they honor him. Part of the first ever Final Four team here at UNLV. Here's Hamilton, pulls up and draws the foul from inside the circle.
I tell you, the hardest guys to guard aren't just the guys with the most talent. The hardest guys to guard are guys with the most freedom. Because if you see this play right here, Hamilton got an opportunity to use the screen twice, then got the pick and roll, and still had the opportunity to get to his spot with no one else touching that basketball.
So Hamilton, how would you assess his half based on the way they're guarding him?
I like the fact that he's allowed the game to breathe. He's only taken 5 attempts. What you can do when you have a good again, you go back to January 28th, where you put 42 on these same Colorado State Rams. So you can come out and be ultra-aggressive and try and take that confidence. What he's allowed this game to do is dictate how he's going to play. And you know what? They have a 12-point lead because of the way that he's playing right now.
Hamilton's got 7 now. He was the National Player of the Week back on February 1st when he had that 42-point outing. Just the second time in UNLV history that they've had a National Player of the Week.
And this is the freedom. This is the freedom. But he's earned it. He's earned the right.
Swinging around here to Nuga. Get a couple of threes. Now drives it inside.
See, that's what I mean. They're attacking the rim. You can tell there's a clear-cut emphasis and mentality that they feel like they have the quickness advantage, and they don't believe in Colorado State's ability to protect that rim.
Here's Stevens on the take. Kick it out for Roddy. On the wing for 3. Got it. David Roddy from downtown. Roddy's got 7. His first three-pointer in 3 attempts. 35-24 here at UNLV. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Welcome back to UNLV running Rebels with an 11-point lead. There's a clear-cut emphasis. They have 10 points in the paint in this first half. And you love this. This is called paint to great. Get 2 feet in the paint, drive it out, kick it to a guy who's shooting 48% behind the three-point line.
And that's Colorado State's game right there. Stevens to Roddy, Roddy to Stevens. Doesn't matter which way. That's their Stockton to Malone.
And that's a good call. Yeah. And that's the first defensive breakdown that I can remember by the UNLV running Rebels in this first half. When they allowed Stevens to turn that corner, he actually had the floater, but had trust in Roddy's ability to knock that shot down.
The only thing is Malone wouldn't have been sitting out there at the three-point line.
No, he would not have. No. 15 to 17.
Just shows the versatility of Roddy, his ability to shoot.
And the evolution of the game.
Evolution of the game, no doubt. Under a minute to go here in Las Vegas. Rebels with the lead, looking for more. Take it baseline. There's a takeaway from Colorado State. They're very good at the end of halves. They're trying to shift that momentum. And they'll play for the last shot here with 20 seconds to go in the half. Stevens with it up high. They're starting to make some noise here at the Thomas and Mack.
And you get an opportunity right here being Colorado State to get a basket. Give yourself some momentum going into halftime.
Stevens lines up for the three, misses short. Hamilton with the rebound, 1 second to go. Hamilton's not going to get it off in time. Lets it fly, banks it in, not going to get it.
For me, I'm always in favor of let it go. Heave it. What's the worst thing that can happen? It's not going to kill your percentage that much. Oh, he knew he wasn't trying to get this off. He knew what he was doing. Trying to keep his percentages right.
But that wasn't a heave. That was a flat-out jump shot.
Right.
The fact that he could shoot from out there is incredible. Now the Rebels 14-2 when leading at the half. That bodes well as we move forward. That's the end of the first half. UNLV with an impressive effort, an 11-point lead on the Colorado State Rams. After the break, it's Brent and the gang in New York. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. Solid night so far for UNLV as they lead Colorado State by 11 here at halftime. And a fantastic moment that we saw here at halftime and throughout the game. They're honoring Robert Smith, where number 10 back in 1977, part of that very first Final Four team that UNLV had his number retired tonight. As you see it now hanging in the rafters, actually the second number to be retired this year since Coach Kruger's taken over as head coach. Freddie Banks had his number retired earlier this year as well. Just a tremendous opportunity for UNLV to honor their history and something head coach Kevin Kruger's been wanting to do. Welcoming back courtside Alex DeBarrio alongside the NBA champion Antonio Daniels. And just a great moment to see his whole family here to get his number retired.
Well, you know, life is about paying homage to those that have come before you, that have given you the opportunity to be where you are today. That was a very awesome and touching moment.
Yeah, and a lot of energy in the building certainly tonight for UNLV as they've been great tonight. They've been the running Rebels tonight, scoring 35 against this Colorado State team.
This is one team that's playing their style of basketball and not allowing the other team to play their style. If you look at these stats, remember, Colorado State, what they do, they score, they're efficient, all in the same breath. Tonight, shooting 30% from the field and 28% from the three-point line this first half. But as we all know, no college basketball game is just 20 minutes.
Saw Nico Medved there briefly. What do you think he said in the locker room?
Stay the course. The shots that we've hit all season long, they will eventually fall. You don't lose confidence in one half of basketball.
And that's something he really preached during our Zoom call with him this morning about, look, we don't make excuses, and we also just kind of move on to the next thing. We know shots aren't going to be made all the time as Bryce Hamilton hits from downtown. Now, they did a nice job on him in the first half. They cannot let him get fired up in this half.
And you know what Kruger said? I'm going to run a set play for him to come out this second half, get him coming to his strong hand, and trust in his shot-making ability. That is not an easy shot that he just hit.
We'll get a quick foul on this end. Kevin Kruger, a lot of confidence from him for the future. And we've been talking about tonight the status of the Mountain West, the fact that they could potentially get 4 teams into the tournament. And you look at the rest, the middle of the conference has gotten so much better over the last 3 or 4 years. And right now UNLV in the middle of that conference, and he's done that in 1 year.
And the middle of the conference makes the top tier conference better. The top tier portion of the conference better because of nights like this. You can't come in and just not expect to play hard and expect to win, because these teams that are considered the middle of the conference can beat you.
Deshaun Thomas setting a high screen for Roddy. Roddy with 2 on the shot clock, has to let it fly with a fall away. Misses too strong. And Royce Ham with a rebound.
And that's a really good defensive possession by the UNLV running Rebels. They have to work for everything right now, meaning Colorado State.
McCabe from downtown buries another one. He's got 9.
And that's his 8th three-point make of the year. So that's not what he does, but when you have a good first half and you're feeling the rhythm, that shot feels a little easier.
And the largest lead of the game, and that stops the bleeding a bit. Good backdoor play as Roddy gets the slam. But the lead still 15 for the Rebels.
McCabe's been really good tonight for them.
Hamilton. Right in here, Tanuga. Works his way to the wing. 4 on the shot clock's got to get rid of it. Long one with a hand in his face.
There's nothing you can do about that.
Hamilton.
Again, when you go back to the last time these two teams met, he was 7-13 behind the arc. He is a tough shot taker, but he's also a tough shot maker.
He's now got 13 in the game, and he's starting to heat up here in the second half as Stevens launches from inside the circle, and he misses.
That ball needs to find Hamilton. It needs to find Hamilton.
Hamilton around the screen, working his way, finds a wide open Iwako, and he misses. Thomas launches from long range. He usually is pretty automatic from out there. He's shooting it really at 40% plus all season long, but comes up empty there.
Let's see if that ball finds the hot man.
This is Hamilton. Finding, great pass underneath to Ham.
So that's what I mean right there. His ability to take the double team and now allow and trust in his confidence to play 4-on-3. This is a great pass right there by Hamilton. He's hit 2 threes to start the second half, knows that that double team is coming, trusting your teammates to make that right play. It's a great read.
So Ham at the foul line here. He shoots it at 71% from there.
And we haven't called Ham's name much tonight, but he's done some little things here and there that have helped add to this 19-point advantage.
Ham, the transfer from Texas, played his high school ball at Aldine High School. 90 games played for the Longhorns.
So this is a team in Colorado State that's been playing well. They won 11 of the last 14, and they find themselves down by 20 on the road right now. This is where you see what teams are made of.
Here's Roddy. Works it inside, they double. Outside to Stevens. Works his way in, tough shot from him, gets it to go.
And I hear Stevens, he's yelling at the referee, that's an and one. He might have a valid point there. It's a lot of contact.
Stevens had 35 points, which is a career high in the game against UNLV at home in that loss. Stevens only was 6 tonight. Trying to get that bounce pass to Ham, bad one as McCabe turns it over.
And you like this right here by Stevens. Attack the closeout. Gets to the rim, takes the contact. He might have a legitimate point. That may be an and one.
Colorado State looking to chip away. Stevens trying for the 3 off the heel. And we get a whistle, and it's going to be a loose ball foul against UNLV, and it's going to be against Bryce Hamilton. That'll be his second.
You know, what you're waiting for Colorado State, because of the amount of points that they average, because of the efficiency that they shoot the ball with, is a run. A 10-0 run, a 12-0 run.
Tanjay misses from outside, and Roddy got tangled up on the other end, looking for the alley-oop layup, and Royce Ham unable to finish as the ball goes out of play, and it'll go back to Colorado State.
Love the read. Ooh, wow. That's a tough one.
You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. (46-28) UNLV running all over the Rams tonight. And tonight at midnight Eastern, our college hoops experts go coast to coast with the latest updates and hot takes as the road to the Final Four continues. Watch Inside College Basketball right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now on our March Madness men's basketball preview show, this is what we have right now as a preview for the top 4 teams from each region. You see Gonzaga as the #1 overall seed, Auburn, Kansas, Arizona. Talking about Final Fours, Lon Kruger, the father of Kevin Kruger here, the UNLV head coach from 2004-2011, 2 Final Four appearances as a head coach. Last one coming in 2016 as the head coach of the University of Oklahoma. He's here and says he comes quite a bit here to the games, goes back and forth between Oklahoma and Las Vegas, now retired after retiring last year.
And to hear them talk about each other this morning, that the relationship that Kevin Kruger and Lon Kruger have, just the understanding. When to text each other, when to give each other time to breathe, you know. But he said, the thing that Kevin Kruger said is after any big win, when he picks up his phone, Lon Kruger is the first text message that he gets.
And when he talked to him as a Pan American alum, he was where he got his first Division I head coaching job, was Pan American University in Edinburgh, Texas. Great career, Kansas State, Illinois, Florida, UNLV, into the NBA as well. What a great career for Lon Kruger's. Michael Nuga hits from downtown. What a game he's had.
Right. And when you're going to beat teams like Colorado State, it can't be about just Hamilton. You have to have other guys that step up and have those games that maybe you don't expect. Nuga is that guy right now.
Nuga double figures with 10 as Isaiah Stevens on the other end puts a jumper in himself. As Colorado State tries to chip away here, but you got to keep UNLV from scoring on this end.
It's going to come down to stops defensively. And when you have a guy that can put the ball in the hole, like number 13 with the basketball right here, it's a little bit easier said than done.
With a great move to the basket, drives it baseline and slams it home with the left hand.
Shifty, the ability to change speeds, change direction, and get back to his strong hand.
And we get an offensive foul, comes back the other end.
Again, Alex, you talked about getting stops. It's tough to get stops when you have a guy that's this offensively talented and blessed.
Hamilton's got 15 in the game. Very shy of that 42 spot, but they haven't needed that type of effort tonight where he was just in complete control in Fort Collins.
Because other guys have stepped up and been stars in their own role. There's one right there.
Floating one up. A little bit too high for Ham to handle, and it goes out of play and back to the Rams.
And you know what? That's the right thought. You know, I know he has a really 3.5 to 1 assist-to-turnover ratio in Jordan, but that's the right play. Just a little out of the reach of Ham.
Nuga getting a nice ovation from this UNLV crowd, throws his hands up here, wants a little bit more. But
he deserves it.
Nuga only averaging 6.5 per game, and again, he's got 13 in 21 minutes of play. Stevens. Up high to Roddy. Takes it inside. Little finger roll. Can't get it to go. Little Crisco on the rims.
It's one of those days.
Game. Decides to take the 3 in the corner. Probably not the shot you want.
Well, when you're feeling good about yourself, you know.
You're right. You're right.
When the confidence is flowing, you can't get upset.
Roddy outside. Thistlewood from long range. He misses short. Haven't called his name. Adam Thistlewood, the senior, was honorable mention all Mountain West last year and doesn't get a lot of run this year. He has started 15 games. A senior from Golden, Colorado. Started to see Coach Medved shorten his bench a little bit more.
And that's usually how it goes at the end of the season.
Hamilton misses from long range as Roddy comes up with a rebound. For a long stretch of the season, he was playing with a true 10. When most coaches would go really with an 8, maybe 9-man rotation. It's Colorado State.
But as you start to get closer to the NCAA tournament, conference tournament, you kind of want to shorten that rotation down. Like you said, 7, 8 guys, and then it becomes more situational in playing guy 9 and 10.
Ham's had a nice game as well. He's only got 3 points, but 10 rebounds for Royce Ham.
Yeah, you know, they have 6 double-doubles all year long, meaning UNLV Running Rebels. As a team, you know who has all 6 of them? Ham. All 6 of them, all point, rebound, double-doubles.
Rivetta working inside here. Kick it out. Thistlewood launches from long range, misses short again. Roddy trying to save it underneath his own basket. Ends up saving it in the hands of Bryce Hamilton. Hamilton changes hands, works his way inside, misses short. Tough shot, but a foul is called. Hamilton.
That's a tough call.
A little bit late on the whistle, too?
You know, the thing is, if the whistle's late, as a player, I didn't mind if I thought it was right.
Right, you wanted that.
If it's the late call and it's the correct call, you don't have an issue with it. You have an issue with it when you feel like it's the late call and it's the wrong call. But I'll be honest with you, Alex, I was never on the error end of that whistle and thought it was the right call.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm saying too much.
Yeah. So Hamilton making the first. Connects there. Hamilton will get a blow here as Michael Nuga will come back in.
And if I'm Chandler Jacobs, I'm thinking to myself, I did all I can do. I made it difficult. He got in the lane. I thought I stayed solid, put my hands up. Sometimes you just don't get the benefit of that whistle.
23-point lead for the Rebels. Roddy on that baseline. Strong move to the hoop, draws the foul. Ended up being a pretty wild shot there, but he'll get some free throws here on the other side. Boy, got a surprise here in Vegas. Colorado State down by 23. Under 12 minutes to go here in Las Vegas, and the Rebels with a 23-point lead. Now, this play is definitely worth the watch, presented by Principal Financial Group, and it's Bryce Hamilton getting it done like he always does for the Rebels, and getting it done by throwing it down.
But if you go back and you look at how they started this second half, Kevin Kruger had a plan in place. It was to get Bryce Hamilton going. You come out the first possession, get him for 3. Come down the next possession, hit him for 3. Now he has got the defense on their heels. And again, he's shifty, has an incredible amount of freedom, and can turn the corner and finish at the rim.
You know, look what he did in the last game, the career high 42 points. He hasn't had to be that guy tonight.
That's right.
Only 17, and they did a nice job on him double teaming, but he got other players involved. He didn't get frustrated at all. You see a lot of scorers.
Right.
You especially see it in the league where you call games, Antonio, where guys will get frustrated if they don't get their touches or their shots, and they force. Did not force at all in that first half.
Right, and what he did, he allowed the game to breathe. And I like when players do that, because that shows an incredible amount of maturity. So I don't have to force it. I know eventually that my opportunities will come, but right now the most important thing should be, in which it was, you can tell by the way his disposition, is the fact that they were winning the basketball game. And they've increased that lead in the second half.
Meanwhile, Roddy struggling a little bit, goes 1 of 2 from the foul line there. It makes it a 53-31 game.
I like the call here.
Colorado State just trying to find something to do differently to take UNLV out of their game. A little bit of pressure three-quarter court there.
So now with Bryce Hamilton out the game, with Jordan McCabe out the game, where are you going to get your offense from if you're UNLV?
Here's Williams, nice spin move in the lane, in on Roddy. Nearly undercut him there as he went to the court. And Roddy draws or picks up the foul.
Donovan Williams says, "Shut up, Antonio. They're going to get it from me." That's a heck of a move right there, young man.
Donovan Williams. Another transfer from Texas. 6'6", 190 from Houston.
And right now, when you have your starting backcourt out the game, these are points you have to have. Because if you are Colorado State, you're thinking to yourself, we got to make a run right now with no McCabe, with no Bryce Hamilton in the game.
Williams misses on that free throw attempt. And here comes Colorado State.
I tell you what, Roddy does a job of throwing his 255 around. He uses that 255. He knows where that contact is coming. If you didn't know if he played football, you know now. Oh. And you just said Donovan Williams was 6'6", 190? Yeah, so that means he's outweighed by 65 pounds. That can't feel good.
And he's the one that picked up the foul. There's going to be no shot as Roddy draws another one. And
sometimes you just have favorable matchups as players. You see guys, and you're like, look, I have a physical advantage over you. This is back-to-back plays where he felt like he could lower his shoulder. Oh, he dished out a nice elbow, too.
But you know the foul too. You could have considered there that he didn't give him any room to work. Another miss inside there from Roddy. They've really done a nice job on him. He's had a couple of plays where he shows that he's a star, but they've made it very tough for him to.
What they forced him to do is to play in a crowd. They really not allow him the opportunity to have space. All stars want space to operate. So they made it difficult on him every time he's caught that basketball. He's never just playing against one defender.
Roddy picks up the foul. He's got 2 now. 10 at the free throw line. More substitutions here. Kendall Moore back in, as is Isaiah Stevens.
You can see Medved going back with Stevens, trying to give this one more push down the stretch.
(56-31). UNLV Rebel fans in attendance have to be pleased with what they're seeing. Jacobs driving baseline there. Tough shot, got it to go. That ball kind of hung on the rim and found its way in the hoop.
Now if you're UNLV, you just stay the course and don't turn that basketball over. Come down and continue to execute and don't turn it over.
Luga out to the corner. We get a whistle, stepping on the sideline, and it comes back the other way.
You love this right here. Get in the lane, paint the great. Get in the lane, drive that closeout. And you said it, that ball hung on the rim for a minute there. That's an excellent finish by Jacobs.
Hadn't called his name much. Jacobs averages about 6 per game, gets a lot of rebounds, 2, nearly 4.5.
Excellent defender as well.
Excellent defender. He's got 3 rebounds tonight. It's really been the story for everyone on this Colorado State roster. Roddy misses from downtown, and a lot of his shots tonight have been in and outs.
And you can tell Roddy's a little gun-shy to pull that trigger from 3. He was open the last possession from 3. Remember, this is a 48% three-point shooter that's hesitating to shoot that shot.
Stevens misses a little runner in the lane. And your 2 top guys can't put the ball in the basket consistently in a game. It's going to be
a struggle.
Tough sledding for the Rams. Miss from the outside from Ham. Back to Hamilton. More time coming off that clock here for the Rebels. Limiting those opportunities here for the Rams. 7 on the shot clock now. Hamilton working inside. Fall away in the lane. Misses. Offensive rebound, Rebels. Put it back up and in.
They're just being outworked, though. They're just being outworked. And what Coach Medved said earlier, I know our routine is all out of sorts here. Our charter didn't take off on time, but that has nothing to do with energy and effort. And right now, Colorado State is not matching the intensity and the effort of the UNLV running Rebels.
On the other end, Ham went down, and Tanjay able to put it in. Gilbert. 7 on the shot clock here. Rebels just ticking time off right now. Hamilton, 2 on the shot clock. Lets it fly for 3. Too strong. Fighting for the rebound, and the Rams have it. Kendall Moore's got it. Kendall Moore with a head of steam, takes it, lost the dribble for a bit, had to retrieve it after the bobble. Roddy, now left corner, Stevens thought about the three, takes it inside, off the window, count the basket and the foul for Isaiah Stevens.
This is what I mean about matching the intensity and effort. Big, you got to do your work early. He did an excellent job of carving out position and giving his team a second opportunity at the rim. That's a great finish by Stevens, driving that closeout.
David Muwaka was the one who had that putback there you just saw. A junior from Hong Kong. As Stevens completes the three-point play here. So it's back to 20. Wouldn't say it's a manageable point yet, but at least it's not 20 plus.
You just want to give them something by the time you get to the 5-4 minute mark, maybe have it to a 10-point game. Give them something to think about heading down the stretch. And if UNLV, you want to continue to move this basketball. It's worked for you the entire game.
5 on the shot clock. McCabe works it inside. Doesn't have anybody to pass it to Hamilton. 1 on the shot clock. A little runner. No! But Muwaka is there for the putback slam. And that's going to take the wind out of your sails if you're Colorado State. A great defensive possession.
But you know what happens? It's a great defensive possession. But when Hamilton has that basketball, all 10 eyes are on him, which means you're not accounting for other guys.
Roddy decided to slip that screen there. Stevens draws some contact. And Colorado State finally able to get something go their way. UNLV making things happen, and it's a team game. Waka getting it done. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal Financial Group. UNLV running away here in Vegas over Colorado State, 60-38. Coming up next, our coverage of Mountain West basketball continues. San Diego State, Fresno State, Rich Wilds, Mike O'Donnell standing by in Fresno to bring you that one. Things tightening up in the Mountain West Conference standings. Just take a look as Boise State now at the top of the conference at 12-2, at least for now. Colorado State in danger of picking up their 4th loss in conference. Now, Antonio, I know you do the New Orleans Pelicans and doing the NBA all the time. Now, you're not used to doing a lot of college basketball. What do you think of Mountain West Conference basketball?
I'm not used to doing any college basketball, but I tell you what, I'm loving this. I love the atmosphere. I love the game. I'm passionate about the sport of basketball as a whole. Like, I'm enjoying this. I love the atmosphere in here today. I
apologize for not having the pipes of Joel Myers, but, you know, we'll make it work.
Not very many people do.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So Isaiah Stevens here. You know, he's quietly had a nice game here, especially here in this chunk of the second half where he's been able to get the ball in the basket.
Well, what you see is they've got down a good amount, and he's almost taken it upon himself because Roddy has not had the night that we're accustomed to him having, scoring or shooting the basketball. So Stevens almost felt like he had to be, seems like he felt like he had to be more aggressive.
Well, it's back to 20 now, and the point guard matchup has certainly been fun because Jordan McCabe has done some nice things as well. He has 2 assists, though, but been a lot of hockey assists tonight. As Hamilton launches, takes a long 3 and misses. Coming the other way is Moore. Fast break, throws it up, gets it to go. What a tough shot from Kendall Moore. A miraculous one, falls in, and a technical foul has been issued against Nico Medved, complaining that there was no foul called on that last play.
And this may be a culmination of the frustration as a whole of the way that his team has played tonight. Because, you know, you think about it, this has been I think that this has been a very fair officiated game. I think the officials tonight have done a fantastic job.
Did we have a ball don't lie situation there with Hamilton?
We always have a ball don't lie situation.
Yeah.
2 of them. Rasheed Wallace somewhere. And that's hard. It's hard to see. You know, the basket, the apparatus is kind of in the way. Ooh, you can make an argument for that one. That's a heck of a finish regardless, though.
Oh, yeah. A lot of it was him being off balance when he went up in the air.
But you saw McCabe reach in at the last minute.
which is usually an automatic.
That's right.
You know?
You're exactly right.
Nevertheless, it's 18. No free throws made on the technical, so it doesn't end up being a wash after all. It's Colorado State.
I've seen crazier things happen. I have. I've been involved in situations where crazier things have happened.
Moore with the takeaway, takes it to the hoop, and just like that, Colorado State opens the door just a little bit.
Like you said, all you want to do is put some indecision in their minds moving forward.
Colorado State trying to chip away. 6:16 to go here in Las Vegas.
Welcome back to the Thomas and Mack Center. The Colorado State Rams are trying to make this interesting. Like you said, all you want to do is give them something to think about down the stretch. That means you're going to ramp things up and take chances defensively. Get out in transition. Try and speed up this UNLV offense. Get them to make some mistakes and turn that basketball over. They've cut this lead to 16 now with 6:16 remaining in the game.
Kendall Moore doing well here over this last couple of possessions here, coming up with the steal and the make. So it's a 16-point game now after that last steal. Moore with now 4 points. Got a baseline J here for
you needed that shot right there. Because if that ball goes off, you get an opportunity to push it in transition. Now you have an opportunity to cut it to 14 or 13. That's a big shot right there by him. Stops the momentum.
Here's Tanjay. This Colorado State team needs is a three. They're only shooting 19% from downtown as Stevens with a tough follow-away misses. McCabe comes up with it. Moore nearly had another steal, but McCabe able to gather.
And Alex, you just said it. They're shooting 19% from three. They're also first, great pass. They're first in the conference in three-point percentage.
Ball got loose and taken away by Colorado State. Here's Jacobs on the break. Caught under the basket, trying to get rid of it and taken away by Jordan McCabe. We approach the 5-minute mark here in Las Vegas. Hamilton with a pull-up near the foul line, misses short. And another rebound from Ham. That's his 11th rebound of the game.
You're in the zone, so there's nobody to account for him. You can see him right there in the dunker spot behind the glass. There's nobody to really account for him and keep him off the glass, especially when Hamilton catches the ball right here.
Hamilton with 3 on the shot clock. Turnaround, puts it in.
And I like the simplicity of the offense by Kevin Kruger. Let me get the ball to my best player in the soft spot of the zone and trust in his shot-making ability.
19 points for Hamilton. Here's Roddy working it inside. Foul is called before the shot.
It's a big shot. So you cut it to 16 coming out, and that's the shot that he needed to hit, and he knocked it down. Yeah, get the ball to your best player. Get the ball to your best player. Sometimes it's simple. Get out of his way and allow him to operate. Back to a 20-point lead now for the UNLV running Rebels.
Just as Colorado State was chipping away there, UNLV able to get it right back. As Roddy goes to the foul line here. Misses short in a 1+1.
I tell you, this is one of those games, if you're Roddy, where you can't wait to play again. You cannot wait to get back on the floor again.
Donovan Williams just had the dribble taken away by Casper the Friendly Ghost there.
Casper got some quick hands, though.
Certainly does. Stevens around the screen from Roddy. The UNLV running Rebels commit the foul. And Stevens will go to the free throw line as Colorado State in the bonus. UNLV now at 10 team fouls, so it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way for CSU.
And you said it earlier, Alex. Stevens has been ultra aggressive this second half, trying to get some momentum and flow and rhythm for his team.
Now, I know this Colorado State team won't use excuses, but
you know what? Nothing good ever comes after blood, Alex.
Yeah.
I know what's coming. I know what's coming. An excuse is coming, but go ahead.
But they're not shooting the ball well. They didn't shoot on these rims today. There was a women's game today at 1 o'clock. They didn't get any opportunities on the floor. And you have to wonder if Colorado State wishes they could get a shot on these rims. They trail at 64-45 here in Vegas.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Beautiful scenic of the Las Vegas Strip. UNLV running away from Colorado State up 64-45. Don't forget, coming up next here on CBS Sports Network, San Diego State taking on Fresno State as Rich Waltz and Mike O'Donnell are standing by. And we were talking about just before we went to break, Antonio, about Colorado State. They didn't get to shoot on these rims, some travel issues with their charter. And you have to wonder, again, you like to shoot on the rims you're going to shoot on at the game. And you even mentioned to me, will they even take a shoot around with the game being at 5 o'clock local time? And I said to you, well, they like to shoot on those rims, but they didn't get a chance.
But you know what, man? As an athlete, you're two things. Number one, you're a creature of habit.
Yeah.
So if you're accustomed to shoot around, you will love it. But you're also a creature of adjustment. Things do not always go your way. And Coach said that this morning. You don't want to use that as an excuse. And it's not an excuse, because that has nothing to do with turning the basketball over. It has nothing to do with making, bad decisions or whatever it may be. Decisions just like that. That has nothing to do with coming in for a shoot-around. But to your point, it helps. It helps as far as rhythm and confidence are concerned.
I think, especially when you only come into a building once a season.
That's right. You want to get a feel for those rims. You would like to.
Because as you know more than anyone, some rims are soft, some rims are hard. As you get Hamilton taking it inside, draws the foul. And he was elevating, looking for a slam there as Moore picks up the personal.
And you said it. Obviously, playing in the NBA is different. You go into different arenas. You usually, 2-3 times a year, whatever it may be. When you're going into an arena one time a year and you don't get an opportunity to really shoot or get accustomed to that rim, the depth perception, all the little things that matter, they do matter.
Moore's foul was his fourth, so he comes out of the game. And Jalen Lake, the freshman from Waxahachie, Texas, comes in. A little bit outside of that DFW area. It's Roddy working inside. Well, he's been playing hard and strong and almost with a little angry.
But that's what I mean, though. But you're angry because he hasn't been in a rhythm all night. They haven't allowed him the opportunity to play in space all night. Remember, Roddy's a 48% three-point shooter. When he caught that basketball, you're down 20, he's open. But the confidence right now is not there. You said he's playing angry, Alex. What he's doing is he's lowering his head and trying to make something happen.
He's 1 of 3 from the foul line tonight. Rattles that one in. Just all the way around shooting-wise has just been off. Now there's, I don't want to take away from what UNLV's been doing defensively either. I think they've done a nice job on them defensively all night, making them take longer threes, out of rhythm threes. But the fact is they're 4 of 21 for 3.
And this is a team that's first in the conference in three-point percentage.
And we're going to foul here way up high, and Roddy, frustrated, picks up the foul. I'm sure he's not mumbling his room service order as he walks his way to the free throw lane.
And you know what? Sometimes throughout the course of a season, right now this team is 21-3. They have 1 loss in Fort Collins to this same exact team, UNLV Running Rebels. You're going to have games like this. It is going to happen. As much as a player you would love to say it's not going to happen, it happens to every team and every individual player throughout the course of the season.
Donovan Williams, a nice little gift there from the
I'll tell you this, though, Alex.
Rebel Rims.
If I'm Colorado State, I don't want to see UNLV in the conference tournament. This seems, for some reason, this seems like a really good matchup favorable matchup for UNLV, regardless as to what Colorado State's record or ranking is.
Coach Kruger was hoping for a good crowd. They got that tonight. There's Roddy working inside. Too strong there. Got it back. Not for long enough. As Hamilton brings it the other way, we're under 3 to go. Throwing it up there. He'll walk for the alley-oop.
That's a great read by Hamilton. Again, we've been talking about his shot-making ability all night long, but he's also done a good job of finding his teammates.
And a rejection on the other end, a Wacko. And that hurt his shoulder a little bit after that block. Favoring it a bit, and the official noticed it immediately.
You ever block somebody's shot so hard it hurt your shoulder? Me neither. This is an excellent pass by Hamilton. Owaku running, throw it up to the corner of the glass and let him go get it. That's where his shoulder might have got hurt right there. Because there's some force behind that finish.
Threw that down with authority, so Owaku comes out. You hear the Rebels chant behind us. Great atmosphere tonight. Again, as they retired Robert Smith's jersey in the 77 Final Four team. Looking it inside, there's a miss, and we get a shot clock violation. Let's take a look at what's coming up next for the Rams. 3 more games on their schedule, 2 of them right here on CBS Sports Network, including Wednesday, that Battle of the Border against Wyoming. And don't forget, CBS Sports Network and CBS has the Mountain West Conference Tournament, which will be right here in this building in just under 3 weeks. We'll be back in 30 seconds here in Las Vegas. Back to live action here, 69-46 UNLV. Trying to put the finishing touches on a series sweep against the Colorado State Rams. Came in 27th in KenPom, 25th in the net. 9-2 in the first 2 quadrants, only 1 loss in the bottom 2 quadrants. That 1 loss to the Rebels. They're about to take another one. Tanjay brings it the other way, bounce pass from behind. James Moore's going for the dunk, fouled from behind. Good defensive play though.
You appreciate the effort right there.
Here's what's ahead for the Rebels. They've got Nevada and Boise State, both those games on CBS Sports Network. The tough games down the stretch, Boise State, Wyoming, the 22nd ranked team in the country, and then New Mexico, a team playing much better under Richard Pitino.
I'll tell you, the game to watch is their next game, the game against Nevada, because when you beat and you win a game like this at home, sometimes it's easy to have a letdown in the game after that game, which is Nevada, a sub-500 basketball team. You would love for UNLV to take this momentum that they have right now into Nevada on Tuesday.
A fantastic ovation from this Thomas and Mack Center crowd for this UNLV Running Rebels lineup as they come out of the game with 1:07 to go in this one. Mention that game against Nevada. It'll be right here on CBS Sports Network. Myself, Mike O'Donnell, will have the call on that one. But UNLV, a phenomenal effort. We talk about team ball. Josh Baker hits from downtown, and look at the energy from the UNLV bench.
You can feel it. You can feel it when we walked in here today, Alex.
Yeah.
You can feel it. You can feel the energy in this building. We were talking about how full of life their shoot-around was this morning. They carried that over to tonight's game.
.24 seconds to go as Rivera launches from long range. He buries a 3. Been in foul trouble the entire game. Picked up 3 very early and didn't get much PT the rest of the way. And the UNLV Running Rebels put a big fat loss and on that tournament resume of the Colorado State Rams. Colorado State's got to come back to this building to play in the conference tournament. And I'm going to bet that they're going to have a shoot-around.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
When they play here again. And UNLV, a team on the rise under first-year head coach Kevin Kruger, 2-0 against the Rams of Colorado State. As we take a look at the updated Mountain West Conference standings, Colorado State now 2 games in the loss column behind Boise State. UNLV climbing there. They're now 8-6. in conference play. 72-51 our final score here in Las Vegas. What a win for the Rebels of UNLV. Don't forget, coming up next, San Diego State and Fresno State with our friends Rich Waltz and Mike O'Donnell. From Antonio Daniels and our entire crew, my name is Alex Del Barrio. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We now send you back to Brent and the gang in New York to talk about this one. So long from Las Vegas, 72-51, the final.